Hello folks, this is Paul with VHScollector.com, and I'm going to do another Blu-ray review, and this time it is Code Red's Just Before Dawn, a classic 80s slasher film. And these Code Red Blu-rays are not that cheap. They're about $30, and they're limited to like 1,000. You won't find these in any of the online chain stores or Amazon.com. They're sold mostly exclusively from Code Red. I think Code Red is just trying to be safe and not overproduce these because these are obscure films. But I thought to review this because there's really not much out there on this movie. I saw this on eBay used for 20 bucks, but I think if you got it new, it was like 30 bucks. So I was really lucky to get this for only 20 bucks. I don't know if the Code Red website has this anymore on there. They have a few of the other Code Red Blu-ray still available, but I think this one might be out of print now. Like I said, limited to I think 1,000. Alright, so we have two versions of this movie that have ever been released. We have the Shriek Show DVD, and then we have now this Blu-ray, this limited to 1,000 Blu-ray from Code Red. Okay, now there's three versions of this movie. There's the American theatrical version, and then there's the American unrated version, and then there's the European extended version. This is the theatrical. This is the theatrical version of the movie. It doesn't have the gore clips, the extra gore scenes that are in the Paragon Video Productions VHS. That caused quite a stir back in the day, I remember. But it's only like a few frames, a few seconds. It's not a dramatic difference, but it still bothers people, and I understand why. Because Shriek Show should have realized that, and they know how fans are of these movies. They're very picky. If there's an unrated version, we have to have it. So that was quite a bit disappointing. But what makes this also special is that it has a commentary track and an hour-long featurette with cast and crew interviews, which is really great. The Blu-ray, on the other hand, has two versions of the movie. It has the original uncut version of the movie, the one that's on Paragon Video Productions VHS, and then it has the extended cut for overseas distribution, the European version, which is great. Now, because these are pretty decent prints, I'll get into the quality of the prints later, but that's it. That's all it has. It has no special features, no commentary, no featurettes, or no interviews or anything. We get the original theatrical trailer. It's actually two trailers we get for this movie, but that's it. They made no effort to get really interviews or commentary or anything. Now, I might be wrong on this, but you guys could correct me, but I believe this is out of print now, right? I don't know how much it's going for. I didn't look it up, but I believe it might be out of print. I might be wrong, but still. I think what would have been in the best interest for Code Red to do is license the commentary track and the featurette that's on the Shriek Show DVD. Keep doing that. Right? Because if this is out of print, Shriek Show's not making any money from the commentary track or the featurette. It's just an asset of theirs that's not making them any money. So it would probably be in their best interest to license that commentary track and featurette to Code Red, right? That makes sense to me. There might be some other weird, complicated situation that's going on, but I think that's usually, how this works, that you license out the features. But that didn't happen at all. But even if they didn't have the money to license out some of the features that were on this DVD release, they could have at least made an effort to get some interviews at least, or contact Jeff Lieberman again and do another commentary track. I know that they did this with the Evil Speak DVD that Code Red did. They also did the Blu-ray in collaboration with Shout Factory, but Code Red recorded a whole new commentary track for Evil Speak, because maybe they couldn't license out the Anchor Bay commentary, which was a great commentary, by the way, because it had both the director and Clint Howard on that commentary, so it was a pretty good one. But for this, they made no extra effort to do anything except get us those two prints of this movie. The uncut version and the extended cut European version. Now, even the European version, from what I read, has like a few extra seconds of gore, not in the uncut version. But let's talk about these different cuts of the movie. The original uncut version that print looks pretty damn good, I must say. But it was shot very softly, the movie, so you got no detail really popping out at you at all. But it's not the fault of Code Red at all. At least I don't think so. It just looks like the movie was shot very soft. Maybe they used a certain lens or something, certain film stock, that made the picture look extra soft. And then you have the extended cut, which looks really rough. It is scratched terribly throughout. It really gives you that grindhouse feel, that's for sure. But it's really rough. With that said, I was wondering to myself, why didn't they just take those there's extra 10 minutes in the extended cut. Why didn't they just take those extra 10 minutes and cut them into the internegative version, the uncut version? Why didn't they do that? I don't think the jump in quality would be that jarring. It just seems like something that would be common sense to do. I mean, maybe they have an explanation for not doing that, but it just seems like they should have done that because the extended cut is really, really rough. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of everything about this. No features or anything. It's really sad. You know, if we could combine these two, we'd have a solid release. But unfortunately, that's probably not going to happen. So this is the uncut print, not the extended print. It's a little confusing referring to each of those. But this looks really good. It has like almost no scratches on it. It looks really nice. But let's go to the menu. Of course, there's no pop-up menu on this. So it's giving me a tough time to get to the menu because they have some really crappy menu on here. Obviously, that's not good. Is that going to bring me back? Let's see. Okay, here's the main menu. Looks just like a regular DVD, nothing special. Like, have a higher standard for Blu-ray menus because there's so much more you can do with a Blu-ray menu. But this is what we get. That's it. It's just a simple DVD menu with, you know, not much effort was put into this. And a thing that bothers me on this menu, let me put the volume down a little bit on here, is that it says play the movie, and then it says play the longer version. It doesn't explain to you the difference between the two versions except for one's longer. It doesn't say, for this one, for the first one, it doesn't say uncut US version from the original internegative, and for this one it doesn't say the extended overseas European version. Now, if you had just a disc and you didn't know, you know, you didn't have the back of the box to read or something, you wouldn't know what the significance of these two different versions are. It seems kind of, I don't know, childish to call this one play the longer version. Were they serious, or is this some kind of inside joke? I don't know. It just seems really weird. And of course you got play the trailers. Both trailers play back to back, which I'm not a big fan of, but it is what it is. So yeah, guys, that is Just Before Dawn on Blu-ray by Code Red. I would say overall, if you really like this movie at all, get it, because this is the best of movies ever going to look. But unfortunately, you're still going to have to hold on to your Shriek Show DVD if you want all the features. It's really annoying that we have to have two separate versions of the movie on our shelf. But sometimes what I do is whenever I buy the Blu-ray and the DVD has some exclusive features on it, I rip the features off the DVD and I sell the DVD and I hold on to the Blu-ray. Because it's really not fair for us to have to double dip and all this nonsense and have all these different versions of the movie on our shelf. It shouldn't be really necessary, but that's what I do. But yeah, like I said, if you love the movie, get it, because it's probably the best it's ever going to look. And if you need to have that commentary track like me, you could either rip it off the DVD or just hold on to the Shriek Show. So this has been Paul with VHScollector.com. Look forward to my other Blu-ray reviews coming up shortly, and see you next time.